Do you guys know that one cartoon in Nickelodeon called The Loud House? I have been a huge fan of The Loud House since its debut in June of 2014. I even watched every episode and short until one day, when I came across a lost episode that made me stop watching The Loud House forever. It was a Friday afternoon and I was coming home from school when I remembered that I have $10 to spend in VHS tapes at the store. I went there and looked for some movies to watch at home, but when I came through the Nick aisle, I saw a mysterious tape that says Luan's Revenge written in a paper-made ink joy pen. I went to the clerk and asked him about the tape. He said, "This is a lost episode of The Loud House that was supposed to be continuing on from the events of Fool's Paradise, but Chris Savino, the creator of the show, scrapped the episode after production for being too dark and graphic for the show." I was hyped to watch the episode at home despite everything that the clerk said. I ran home, because I loved The Loud House so much that I just wanted to watch it. I was then at home alone, because my parents had to go to the movies for a date. When my parents left, it was 8 p.m. I put the tape in the VCR and watched the episode. It showed the Nick logo, as usual, and went straight to the intro of the show. Nothing was off about it. The title card came up and had bloody corpses of the Loud family. The title read in bloody red, Luan's Revenge. I was beginning to worry. It started out from the last 5 seconds of Fool's Paradise. Luan bit her way out of the suit and swings on the rope that was tied to the suit from the sign of the motel. She landed safely. She then ran back home on her own, because the rest of her family ran away from her after she said that she was getting revenge. Then, it hit me with the reason why this is a continuation from that point in the story. The screen cut to black for 30 seconds. During those 30 seconds, there was an image of Luan eggs, but it was only for half of a second. After that, there was a time card that read 3 hours later, and it had a bloody knife in the bottom right corner of the screen. I was more anxious than before. Luan got home and looked around the house for her family. She asked, "Lincoln? Luna? Mom? Dad? Where is everybody?" But no one was home. She then started plotting her revenge. She then came up with the most cruel and deadly plan ever. She said, "I am going to set up traps in the house, but this time with more deadly items." She went to her room and had the following items in her room ready to be set as traps. Those items were knives, bleach, carbon dioxide, a piano, ropes, strings, an empty gallon of milk, and onion peel. The traps were set. The style of the show then turned from the normal cartoony comic book style to a live-action and CG animation style. The environments were in live-action and the characters were in CG animation. The rest of the family got home and asked if everything was okay. She responded yes, but in a very sinister tone. Everyone went to their rooms, except Luan. Then, it went back to the cartoony comic book style. Everything was going normal for 5 minutes, but then, Lori and Leanie let out an ear-piercing scream and died due to the hanging knives falling from the ceiling of their bedroom, and they didn't even notice them at all. I found it to be weird considering they were the oldest sisters in the Loud family. Luna wanted to practice her guitar playing in the garage, but when she got out of the house to go to the garage, Luan made the piano fall from the window, causing her to die. I found this one to be odd, as well as in one episode, Luna had trouble getting the piano to her room from the window. Lynn Jr. was bitten by Lucy's bats so many times that she started hallucinating and lied in the floor dead in a matter of minutes. Lucy then went to the kitchen to get some milk, which is very unusual for her, because normally Lincoln would do so. When she drank from the gallon, it wasn't milk and instead, it was bleach. To me, this was a callback to Fool's Paradise when Lucy was completely white due to the bleach being spilled all over her. Lana's reptiles made their room smell so bad that Lola left the house. She was then found missing in public, but luckily, Rita and Linusar found her a couple of hours later. Meanwhile, Lama then went downstairs to watch some old cartoons. What played in the TV was a parody of Looney Tunes. Something was off about it. The parody had blood spewing out of what looked like bugs and daffy reincarnations. Lana was scared by this and ran back to her room, but in the process of doing so she fell down the stairs, thus getting crushed by an Incal and died. Luan showed up and revealed that she was the one who made the Looney Tunes parody too scary for her. Also, Lisa was working on a science experiment, as usual, until she did something wrong. What she did was so wrong that it caused an explosion that killed her and Lily in the process. Lincoln was then punished for knowing what Linusar was trying to do back at the motel. He then said, "This means no more DV, no more video games, no more anything." He then shot himself in the head with a realistic bullet coming out of what looked like a Nerf gun. Lincoln died with hyper-realistic blood spewing out of him. It then cut to black again and showed flashing images of Luan.eggs which lasted for 5 seconds. Luan then yelled in a demonic voice, "Mom and Dad, you're next." While her parents were cooking in the kitchen, Luan set off her last trap, and that was the carbon dioxide that was shown earlier in the episode. Her parents then died from breathing in this gas. A whole year has passed and it was revealed that Luan.eggs was actually behind all of the deaths. The real Luan was looking down at the bloody corpses of her family, and there was realistically dry blood in their lips. Luan.eggs came to the real Luan and said to her, "Would you like to play with me?" The real Luan screamed and cried no. She then decided that after a whole year of having a dead family she would commit suicide. She then put the bloody corpses in the garage, pulled out a knife and put it through her neck, choking to death. She then lied in the bloody corpses of her family. It then cut to the corpses hanging on the ceiling with knives through their heads, not facing the camera. Then, they turned to the camera and they all cheered, all male, Luan.eggs. Everyone then let out an ear-piercing scream for 5 minutes. Luan.eggs then began throwing the bloody corpses into sinkholes, and it was raining cold, dry blood. The end credits played, but instead of the cheerful music, it played "You Got Tricked" backwards. After the credits, Luan.eggs laughed maniacally and demonically for 6 seconds and the episode ends. I ejected the tape from my VCR and destroyed the tape and buried it in an area where a school was going to be built. I was left wondering, why did they make this? I couldn't sleep that night. The next day and inwards, I was walking around the streets thinking about what happened with this episode and decided to never watch the show again. When I got home from school that Monday, I did all of my homework and went straight to my PC. I began writing theories about the Loud House, until I heard a voice from behind me. What I saw scared the living death out of me. It was Luan.eggs with a creepy grin holding a bloody knife ready to kill me. I ran as fast as I could away from her, but she slaughtered me.